60 Minutes Overtime.
We may very well see, as a result of what's happened in these dramatic few months, a reverse brain drain where we start to lose some of our best and brightest young scientists because they think they will have a better chance in another part of the world. That would be terribly tragic.
This week on 60 Minutes, we report on the Trump administration's proposal to slash the National Institutes of Health budget by more than 40%. The plan has shaken up the agency and the broader scientific community since so much medical research depends on NIH funding. The NIH is the largest biomedical research agency in the world. The administration's proposal, which was leaked earlier this month, would cut more than 40% from its $47 billion budget and consolidate its 27 institutes and centers into just 8, eliminating 4.
Pretty much every drug.
We spoke with Dr. Francis Collins, who left the NIH in February. Collins had spent 32 years at the agency, including 12 as its director, and helped mentor many scientists who came through its doors. He told us the upheaval has already impacted researchers who are just starting their careers.
In your view of all these cuts, what have been the most harmful and why?
I'm most troubled about what this does to young scientists. They're part of this whole amazing engine of discovery, and they're the ones who are often at the bench or in the clinic doing the work. And if they're now both in a circumstance where they can't get their work done because the money's dried up and they can't order supplies, and they're not sure there's going to be a career path for them because lots of universities have just stopped taking on new graduate students or new postdoctoral fellows because they're not sure they can afford it. This is a generation that we might lose of young talent. They're the ones who are going to make those next breakthroughs for cancer and diabetes and rare diseases. And many of them aren't sure there's a path anymore. And for people who are concerned about American competitiveness, we have been absolutely on top of the world in terms of medical research now for decades. But that's not something to be complacent about. And China has particularly done a lot to invest in building up their strength, and they are very competitive now. And if we lose our momentum, they will probably take advantage of that.
China, along with Australia and Europe, have already boosted their recruitment efforts, hoping to capitalize on the potential brain drain from America. In France, a new program called A Safe Place for Science has dedicated millions of dollars to entice students from the U.S. And scholars, it seems, are ready to be lured. 3/4 of American researchers and graduate students who responded to a recent survey in the publication Nature said they're considering leaving the U.S. to work. But programs abroad aren't immune to changes in the U.S. either. Last month, the Trump administration sent a survey to some international agencies and universities around the world that receive U.S. funding from various federal sources. The questionnaire asked researchers whether their projects complied with U.S. government interests, including ending DEI and climate initiatives.
Do you think the administration has an idea of kind of the chilling effect this could have on science?
I think that's part of the point.
Kristen Weinstein is a PhD candidate at the University of Washington.
Scientists are a group of people who are highly educated and good at forming community. And I think that by defunding scientific research and creating brain drain, that helps to consolidate control and power.
Do you think that this is perhaps intended?
I do, yes.
To continue her research on cancer and autoimmunity after graduation, Weinstein and her family are considering moving abroad. So far, she has explored options in Europe and Canada.
What have you heard about China?
So I think there's a lot of questions around this, and will American scientists go to China? And I don't have the answers for that today. I think that scientists will pursue what opportunities make sense for them at a given time.
Do you think America's loss could lead to China's gain in this area?
Oh, absolutely. I think that even if you don't have scientists that are specifically going towards China, wherever they're going, they're dispersing. And so you're losing a pool of talented individuals in the United States, which is currently the global leader in biomedical research.
I always thought America was a land of opportunity for medical research, more so than any other place on the planet. And the idea that that could turn around in the other direction, and the people with the bold ideas who are already here are feeling they got to go somewhere else. I never could have imagined that.
We're in this moment right now where we have tariffs and this call to, bring manufacturing back, bring it all back to the United States. What are we doing to science?
We're creating an unfriendly atmosphere that doesn't seem like the kind of thing that a young scientist is going to feel is going to be supportive enough to live out their dreams. And the consequences for that are not just about health, they're also about economics. The Human Genome Project, which I had the privilege of leading, cost the US taxpayers about $3 billion over 13 years. Current estimates are that that return is well over $1 trillion. If we had another occasion like that right now, a project came along, sort of like the Human Genome Project, some really big, bold, a little risky, but if it works, would we in the United States in this situation have the courage to take it on? Or would somebody else do that?